Well, the pontoon boat is finally in the shop. I modified this trailer. I put a couple steps on here. Got an anchor at a yard sale. $10, couldn't beat it. Anyway, got a couple of steps on here. I'm gonna put a handrail right here. As soon as I find some pipe that's adequate. I welded on some pieces of angle iron here, and I glued on a little piece of carpet right here to keep this from getting all scratched up, so when I suck this up to here it won't ruin that. I got a safety chain. This just stays kind of loose like that for now. It's just in case the strap that normally comes on there loosens up on the road, or the strap breaks. You need to have a safety chain, and I always put my safety chains with a good spring-loaded clip on there so it can't rattle out. So anyway, so now I got it in the shop. We're gonna look at the motor here, see if it's worth saving. It's a 85 horsepower old Mercury 80s model. It's got the electronic ignition on here. Somebody's already disconnected the fuel, which that'll all get new fuel lines. Here's the fuel pump, and carburetor's over here, starter. It's all there. I got the cover and everything for it. I did turn the flywheel. It does turn, and it seems to have good compression, because I can hardly move it, and it feels free. It doesn't feel like it's binding or banging or anything in there. So I'm gonna figure out where to hook everything up. Here's my solenoid right here. I'm gonna, for now, just go from a battery. I'm just gonna go from ground to positive. I'm just going to put a battery right there, bypass the solenoid to see if the starter actually works. Here's your ground strap. Actually, I'll go from here to there, and just to see if the thing will actually fire or crank. That's all I'm looking for right now. Okay, so I got negative, positive, and negative, positive on the battery. I'm going to connect it and see what happens. Well, the starter just buzzes. See if it'll even turn. Yeah. Well, it's time to take this cover off. I'm going to take this cover off. It looks like it's already kind of loose. Somebody already had it off. There's a rubber mount over here that's broken. Two rubber mounts broken. So let me get all these bolts off and I'll be back. Okay, so what we did is we connected up a battery, and we found out that this starter worked really sluggish and slow. So we took the starter out. There's 2 bolts here, 2 bolts there. Took the starter out, took the 2 halves apart, cleaned up the brushes. I should have put it on video, but we were all excited that we were getting somewhere on this motor and we forgot to take video. So cleaned up the starter, put it back together again. I know my solenoid is shot basically because we took our power from our battery and put it on this side of the solenoid, and then the negative up here, and then this little wire here is juice from the key, and once we shorted these 2 terminals out, this one actually burned. So, or maybe it's this one. You know, we might have had it on the ground wire. Yeah, we need to put it on this one. So let's do that again. You can keep that on, and we're gonna try to see if this solenoid actually works. So I'm gonna try to do something that you need 5 pairs of hands for, with only 2 pairs of hands, or 1 pair of hands. So let's see if this works. It'll either work or we'll just short everything out and burn up the whole motor. So, okay. Okay, that's connected. The positive. We'll connect this to ground. Your starter is insulated from ground by these rubber bushings here, so it needs its separate ground wire. And now we're going to take and we're going to jump from positive here, and we're going to juice that terminal right there and see if it clicks. It clicks, look at that. So that means your solenoid is good. And now we're going to take a little bit of starting fluid. What do I do with it? It's down here. I'm going to throw a little starting fluid in each of the carburetors, and I'm going to jump this again and see if it fires. Oh. It fired. That means this thing will run.
Yay.
Okay, so we're going to take all these things out of here. And what I'm going to do is, here's your fuel pump right here. We know everything fires, at least we know something fired because it tried to kick over. So I'm going to assume that this whole electronic pack here is okay. I do have some burned or some bare wires here that I'm going to be real careful with. I've got a bare ground wire, which that doesn't matter too much, but I got a bare power wire down here from the battery, which isn't good. So this wiring harness, these heavy duty wires have to be replaced. This has to be repaired or at least taped up for now. I'm not sure about inside the harness. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I've got a burned wire over here to whatever this is. This looks like a automatic choke. Yeah, there's your automatic choke. So right there, that's a completely burned hot wire. And here's your carburetor. Okay, so when you turn the key on, it looks like this goes up like this. It's either an automatic choke or it's no, this is the throttle over here. So the throttle we still have to free up. That's all gummed up actually. So, but I've got a busted fuel line here going to this fuel pump. So whether the fuel pump works or not, I don't know. We're gonna have to put some gas in here and try it. So We'll hook up a gas can and come back.